Thank you so much, Lando. Los Angeles, y'all ready for our last game of the day? Let's get it. Coming to the stage is our defending champions of champs. Let's learn a little bit more about Atlanta FaZe.
Arcitys! Cellium gets the entire team! aBeZy going huge off the rotation single-handedly.
It's the guts, it's the glory, it's the championship for FaZe!
Los Angeles, get up on your feet and help me make some noise. It's Atlanta FaZe. Give it up for Cellium, Arcitys, aBeZy, and Simp, Atlanta FaZe.
I already know I'm looking at that guy Cellium here. I mean, a 1.24 overall KD. He has been pulling out for this squad time and time again. But now I'm going to be looking at Simp and aBeZy possibly making their 4th Grand Finals appearance. They have the fire under their belt blaze. But first, they got to get through the hot New York Subliners. Bring them on out.
Yeah, it's time to bring them out. We saw them at Major 4 have that Cinderella story to make it to champs. But let's see if they can complete the task. Stand clear. Here comes New York.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Los Angeles, make some noise for the New York Subliners. Give it up for Paulehx, Hydra, Kismet, and Crimsix, the New York Subliners.
There you see the group of 4 Cinderella has made it to the ball, but how is she going to perform now with the stakes at their highest? Crimsix making his 10th Call of Duty champs looks to usher in this new set of fresh faces into what is going to be a wild and crazy series. They've got their wish of being here at champs, and now they have to face off against the Atlanta FaZe. It is time to get into our last match of the day. Blaze, take it away, my man.
Like you said, Lando, it's gonna be a wild and crazy series, and I got 2 wild casters for you. Make some noise, it's Maven and Merc.
I love to get wild, I do. Hello, everybody. All right, Joe, let's just get right into it. This is one of those matchups where
I love you. I do.
Yes,
I love you a lot.
Lovely people. Whoever wins this has got a legitimate chance to win the whole thing. In the sense of, like, you face a very tough round 1. For most teams, it's like you get your round 1, you have your normal progression, it gets harder with round 2.
Well, we set back round 11.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But like either of these teams has a legitimate chance to make a run because you look forward. It's like you see what Thieves, OpTic on the other side. You have Seattle in front of you. You're like, we win that. We're suddenly in a winner's final. Like you've got a real chance to make a run.
No, 100%. I mean, these teams had you know, a couple of weeks to prepare now. Yeah, but as the #1 seed versus FaZe, you're usually thinking, I got a bit of an easier match.
No.
But you do not have that versus Subliners. They had made the run. They were able to make the final at Major 4. Atlanta FaZe, they're looking for back-to-back world titles. And I mean, Simp and aBeZy are looking for their 4th world championship final in a row.
That's just ludicrous.
It is.
Ludicrous.
You know, I will say though, these first 3 maps, they look pretty darn good for Atlanta FaZe. This is an NYSL team we have not seen a lot of Voodoo Hardpoint. But again, I just think preparation is key here. You have an idea of what the vetoes are going to be coming into the matchup, right? There's an extra emphasis on specific maps when you come into these round ones because you know who your opponent is. What do they have up their sleeve? That's the question.
Absolutely prepped for weeks to get to this point. As map 1 getting ready to get underway. Here we go. Gavutu to start off our best of 5. Final match of the night. It's Simp hitting an 8 to get it going. Crim hitting an 8 on his teammate, unfortunately. As things might have fallen apart, but Hydra able to get 3.
You'd love to have one more player, right? I mean, Hydra finds 3 kills. If that nade doesn't hit Kismet, you probably have NYSL in the hill with control. Instead, it is going to be FaZe, but Subliners right back into it. Hydra with the MP40 here at P1. Things are getting a little mixy. Simp though with the flank, and this is where FaZe has been so strong all year long on this map because you have a player like Simp who can run that third auto at such a high level. But NYSL still getting some time, but RC's going to clean things up.
Well, you talk about Simp and his ability here with the auto, but is there like a matchup, kind of 1-for-1 when you look at either team that's crucial here on a map like Gavutu?
I mean, obviously the Dex was talking about one of the keys was, you know, Hydra has a .91 in this matchup. He needs to be a superstar, but I think it's this man on your screen, Paul. You know, talk about the flex player going up against Cellium. Paul had a very bad Major 4, and they still made a final, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Crim holds him at a very high regard. He feels that he's one of the best players in the game, in the world. We have to see a better Paul here this weekend.
Well, let's see what he's able to do. Trying to get it moving and grooving here, and his snapper is on point. Quickly traded, but lovely shots there out of Paul. But as you take a look at the flip, let's see how this plays out. It's Crim's POV for now. Line of sight is good. On to the second he goes. Probably needs one more bullet there through to get the kill.
Yeah, now FaZe, I mean, they're able to get back. Green spawns.
Stop shooting for
Kismet with that MP40, trying to get aggressive now is in front Green, but RC's going to take care of that. And this is going to be the same thing while Atlanta FaZe has been moving around the map. NYSL have just soaked up time. Even at P1, Atlanta FaZe did not get much time, only 21 seconds. And now here you can see FaZe, they're like, well, we're just going to rotate on over. You have Simp in P1, you have aBeZy who's going to get that hill time.
Boy, here with 3 to 4. This sequence could be massive. You're going to rally back, or maybe you're going to put this out of reach if you're Subliners. We'll see if they can get a break, but for now, it's aBeZy. We'll watch to see if he tries to dance here around. Brandon does not dance long. Lands on top of the opposition, but it's Cellium, the superstar flex that's able to be in support. And that'll be, I thought, 3, but Paulehx comes bunny hopping around the edge.
Well, there's that one-on-one we were talking about, right? Making those big gunfight plays. Cell was able to make that read, but doesn't win the gunfight. And this is what you were kind of talking about. But now if you're FaZe, this isn't the worst spot. You're still down 30 seconds, but you're going to have spawns for next, and you're still soaking up time.
Now, can you chain these two together? So far, so good. Look at that number 3 in aBeZy. He's already tracked all the way to the opposite side of the tower, getting set up for the next.
First gunfight here.
This will be a big one. Doesn't end up being a gunfight. Kismet looks right. The beams come from the left. Kismet now going to be next up to bat. There he's able to take it. Off to the races we go. That's a lovely snap of the pistol, but just not quite enough. So FaZe will get into position, and they chip away at that lead. Just down 5 now, Joe.
And you see what aBeZy, okay, he's running another auto. I was going to say, you saw him with an MP40. Right, just depending on the hill, you'll have teams running maybe multiple MP40s or all 4 autos, and right now it's pretty much 8 autos on the map.
That's something you want to see more from FaZe sometimes, just more autos, right? It's like they
yeah, I definitely did.
Just in general sometimes is that they want to make the MP40s work, but you don't need to. Like just get the auto out and get the laser beams in, but battling through will be NYSL. They're able to find a crack in the armor, get onto the point for now, but it's still going to be a deep spawn in for aBeZy, so going to be a chance to pinch, but this has been a lovely bit of disruption. You've done enough to make sure you don't get a ton of time, but we're sitting around a tie game.
I mean, it's the same thing we saw the first couple of hills. Like, New York's literally playing for map control, winning the spawn battle, but New York was just soaking up time. This could be a much higher lead for Atlanta FaZe, I think. And I think you take this if you're New York and looking at, you know, Hydra 5-11 right now. We'll see if you can turn things around. But over towards P5, it felt like FaZe were trying to get them set up in that trap, but they saw one player spawn behind them on their team. They're like, all right, we gotta kind of get him out of the hill.
It's one of those maps where FaZe can't really play how they sometimes like to play, where you actually have to like set up early and rotate. You can't just hit trap over and over again, continue to try and break. You have to play a little bit more disciplined. And so far, going all right. They're up 10, but I think you kind of said it. I feel like the lead could be stronger.
No, 100%. I mean, just from the start of the game on P1, when New York have done what they needed to do, just soaking up the time. Paul slaying middle of the map with the pistol. One more bullet, and that's a kill. As Hydra now, it is his turn to just roam this ship with the MP40, but aBeZy's going to match it. as the nades gonna deal with the rest of the reinforcements for Atlanta FaZe. aBeZy though able to get to the hill with the MP40. He wins the gunfight, now gonna find the rest of the hill.
Well, Crim trying to find the angle. It's Cellium that's going to be greeting him on the other side of it. Now we swap out towards ringside. And from behind comes Simp, able to take that 6 HP though in a dream for the second gunfight, so he will drop. But we get ready for our second set of rotations. Cellium just trying to look over the top, is all the way out. Couldn't be more wide open mid-map.
Yeah, that's something Cell would do though, right? I mean, just, you know, players go up there, but do they go all the way on top of the gun? Probably not, but Cellium does. As the rotation's over to P1. Gonna go the way of NYSL and then Kismet. The Bulldog able to find a couple of kills, deal with that. And now you have the Atlanta FaZe players do spawn out. The spawns flip. RC's trying to play his life. The pinch was gonna be in from FaZe, but they read it. Paul's able to find a multi-kill, and now Kismet there for the cleanup as 4 go down for FaZe.
A beautiful job here to get a ring as you try to regain that lead you saw early in the game. Subliners looking to get rocking and rolling. Let's get right to elicit it with NYSL.
I'm watching the beach. I got naded, guys.
He might go top, he went top, he went top. He's top.
I'm looking.
Could be a top.
Nice. Yo, I'm getting IB right now.
That's two. Nice.
IB one shot, IB one shot. He's laying down right there. Laying down right there. Yeah, one went right.
I'm only he's top white chief. Deep. Alex, one kill rock. Alex, one kill rock. High top.
I'm watching mid.
Nice. I'm watching S2. He's sliding.
Got you. I'm looking top.
I'm going up P1.
Sit down, Paul.
Yeah, he's gonna be S1.
He's there, mid-tank.
I mean, it's just domination around the point. When you're thinking about the objective, Subliners, they get the lead up to around 55. And through hard points 1 and 2 so far, it's solid. It's like a question you can FaZe answer back at 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think they need the scrap time, 20 seconds. They don't have the spawns for next. They would love to find it, but yet just so slow around this hill, just waiting for one another. The timing is not great. It's aBeZy inside of P1, and you're just gonna get the rest of the scrap time. You still have Hydra rotating over to P3. FaZe look a little off here on Gavutu, trying to play a specific way, and I think they've had the opportunity to do so, but NYSL, they're winning all the fights around the hill, all the fights on the hill, and now they're down 80 points. They do not have spawns for next.
I mean, this is certainly a map that you can bring it back. I mean, it's not a bow count. You got to
just got to do it now.
But you have to. It feels like the pressure is there. Now 40 points away from the victory are NYSL. They are dominating all over the map. Maybe an opening, though, from Cell. It's a lovely snap, and it leads to a team kill. But you still have no forward pressure towards the objective. And by the time you get there, are you going to be able to pick up the spawns of the rotation 2-4? This has just been lights out gameplay around the points from NYSL. Finally, you're able to burst on through, but Paulehx is here and waiting. 5 in a row, nearly 6.
And again, right, you hit the 3 dead, but now nobody on the time from Atlanta FaZe. A great job by Paul to find a couple of kills. A chance here for Atlanta FaZe. On rotation again is going to be Kismet. He's got a couple of players to deal with. Atlanta FaZe, they're going to lose the last 10 seconds. You're going to be at 228 if you're NYSL. It has to be perfection here. We've seen this before, from P4 to P5, but FaZe, they've been doing it all year long. They're going to need to do it one more time, or NYSL is going to steal
one
that
of those
one.
times where FaZe just a little like too hestant, caught between 2 game plans?
Yeah, feels
getting
that way.
outplayed.
I just think it's the fights around the hill. They are not winning. They're just a little bit too slow.
Paulehx, and he has stepped it up. Look at him at 20 and 13, but this is where FaZe, you're going to bring it back. It needs to be perfect. You can't have an opening here. You got to lock it down. Multiple players going to drop, and RC is able to win it on the other side. Same can be said for Cell.
And now this is key. This is key right here. So Kismet's going on a fight, but now you have the trap set up. FaZe has to find the kills here. If they can lock them in from P4 to P5, this is their chance back in the game. They have to win the gunfights on the hill. The ones they've been losing versus New York Cell. And MVP's doing it by himself. Almost finds all 3. The scrap time gonna go the way of New York again.
That's a big chunk of time too. It ends up being around 13 seconds. So you're gonna get close to sniffing a victory here. Once again, FaZe are gonna be on perfect. You're not gonna be able to give up that same scrap time at the tail end of this hard point. You need one break if you're in YSL. Let's see if you can find the opening. It is Hydra, now on 4 in a row. Looking to get a crucial break. To Crimsix we go. Trying to find the angle. Can't quite get the gunny up in time. It's Simp that's going to be able to make him pay. Arcitys through on the feet as well. You're holding on right now, but that's number 5 there for Hydra. Paulehx through on the feed too.
Now it's about the kills to the cross. That's going to be on Cellium. Him and aBeZy are doing a great job so far. New York not able to get to the point. as Crimsix is just locking down both, trying to make sure the reinforcements can get pushed up. But FaZe are doing it. So far, so good. They're winning the gunfights. They have map control. This might come down to that P1, but still 20 seconds left. They only need 7 if you're Subliners.
Well, it's scary. You've been dominated in P1 and P2. I mean, that's where you have not found any time, really, but the weapon swap gets in, and Simp able to win it before he is stunned. Not left to go. Now look at the rotation. You'll see it's going to be aBeZy. It's up there. A swarm of 3 players flying forward for NYSL. Here they go. Are you going to have the numbers here to maybe win this fight? aBeZy, Cellium, able to pick up kills. The Bulldog on the loose, but it's Cell that's able to pick up 3, and survival is the name of the game for FaZe. Cell now with 4 in a row. Beast mode on the point.
It comes down to one break for NYSL. When do the nades hit? They're dodging them right now is FaZe. Simp's going to get picked. 2 players left. It's on Cell again. Him and Arcitys trying to hold on. Trying to do what they can, and it's Kismet shutting it down as he's able to find 2, but aBeZy trying to contest.
Just 3 points needed. 1 big win for NYSL. You are good, but it's just
how is this game still going?
aBeZy able to take down another, but FaZe survive. Is now they contest around the point. Is second by second ticks on by. The pistol still hitting like a haymaker, and they are still on it now. Look at the rotation. The next 5 seconds onto the point is Hydra able to win a big one.
They gotta get in.
Can Cellium go God mode again? The next about to pop. And aBeZy, he wins a massive one. Cell next up.
Gotta get in.
Oh, able to aBeZy. Arcitys and aBeZy are there. I've got no goddamn idea how they are still doing it. But FaZe, they are still alive. 1 second needed for NYSL. Tick by tick, a chance for FaZe. They break on Indo. NYSL. Oh, Lord Almighty, they get it done.
How is the game that long?
I don't know.
It just kept going and going.
Oh,
A wonderful job by FaZe. But a couple of moments with this extra scrap time that New York was able to find, that's the difference towards the end.
it almost feels like it's that sense of desperation was there for FaZe, but earlier they're all right, but like
it wasn't.
Yeah, like they weren't. I don't know if desperate is the right way to play it, but like when they were getting some kills, just not turning into time, not getting aggressive enough on the point. And to be fair, I mean NYSL, they were lights out, especially on the first couple of hard points, but the first 2 times through.
Yeah, but it was those sort of clutch moments, the 2v3s, the 2v4s. But on the back end of the game, it was aBeZy and Cellium just clutched on up, 32 and 33 from that duo, but it's NYSL with Hydra. And what was he at one point, like 5 and 11? He turns it around to 31 and 28. It is a balanced effort from the Subliners, a crazy game 1.
And that's just one of those things, usually when a team needs like 10 seconds, when we talk about a team surviving to bring it back, it's usually like you survive 1 hard point and 1 rotation. That was like 3.
It was 3, yeah. P5, then P1, and then even again to P2. You're gonna see the replay here. What, this was the sort of like 2 versus 4 that I think Arcitys and Cellium were able to hold on to. Then it comes down to a 1 versus 1. You can see Hydra's rotating. He's trying to control the middle of the map because he knew that P2 was up.
When it goes on that long, there are probably about like 20 gunfights that if it goes the other way, it's over. That's just an insane sequence to bring it to that point if you are FaZe, but you go down 100. I mean, it is what it is. You go down massive, you can't bring it back, but maybe for going forward in this series, you got hot. I mean, that got the blood going.
Yeah, definitely it's the blood going. I mean, this is just sort of the end right here. I think that gunfight's massive out of Hydra with the pistol. That kind of opened things up. Top cliff side. I mean, if Arcitys is locking that down, I don't know if FaZe or NYSL are able to get in. But man, just the crazy game 1.
Yeah, it's just one, you know, where I'm sort of doing the play-by-play, waiting to kind of call this as they get the break and close it out. It's like, okay, nope, we're still going.
No, we're still going. We're going.
Just an unbelievable sequence there. But props to NYSL. I mean, you played controlled, you played better around the objective. You were able to get a couple of key breaks on early rotations from FaZe. I think about the first time through, what, to P4 at Tower, like they did enough to just disrupt a lot of it, right? Like
scrappy.
Very, much scrappier. And that's what, when you think about FaZe though, like that, on a lot of other maps like that, they are king scrappy. Like they're gonna hit and hit and hit and hit and hit. That's just what they want to do. But it's almost like NYSL gave a taste of their own medicine at times.
Yeah, well, if we get to a game 4, we'll see that, right? Touch and Hardpoint. We're sticking with Touch in the next 3 maps. But yeah, we'll see that if that goes the distance, where, I mean, FaZe will just hit the scrap time. But yeah, it almost felt like FaZe was trying to play almost like too perfect.
Which just hasn't been their MMO a lot this year when it comes to like hardcore. The last couple of years, it's just sort of like they're gonna fly you and outskill you. And yeah, at times just they wanted L trigger and hold, and just it didn't work out. I mean, NYSL punished them absolutely, and it was a beautiful map 1 win. But now, yeah, I guess you got to be frustrated if you are FaZe, but I think the same can be said the other side. Like, you're probably taking a deep breath if you're NYSL. Like, holy hell, boys, we almost threw away a 100-point advantage. And that hasn't happened a lot this year. There's been a couple, but not many.
No, and I mean, you know, just thinking about like what Crim was tweeting earlier, like I'm trying to do it for these guys. This means so much more to me because of the guys around me. And I think winning that map #1, the way they did it, kind of just solidifies that, gets them going.
Yeah, no, well, that's what we'll wait and see. But out of the search and destroy, and I mean, for FaZe, that's sort of been the question mark all year. I mean, I know there's there's been moments where they have, I don't know, look strong, look like they're getting back to form, and that's like, oh no, they're utterly average again. When it's a team that for years since they formed, pretty much you're looking at 70 to 80% win rate in search and destroy. Like, they were top 1 or 2 teams in search at all times. This year, that has not remotely been the case. And where we've said about, I mean, what stands out, it's like, all right, OpTic, if they have a decent control, they have a chance to win this thing. Ultra, they have a decent hard point, they have a chance to win this thing. It's like each team has this mode where if they just play all right this weekend, they got a shot. For FaZe, it's search and destroy without question.
It's weird to say that, yeah. I mean, even if you look at the Major 4 records, just the respawns were amazing, right? Control was 5-1 for Atlanta FaZe. You and I were talking about it. It's sort of stats where if you look at the respawns, they might have won the entire event just looking at the records.
They were 1-5 in search or something. Yeah, that search is 50-50. You might have won the whole thing, but that just has not been the case. It has been lackluster. But it is New York Subliners that strike first, trying to stay hot. I mean, since this team is formed, you have a couple stages to work with. The Bulldog, Kismet comes alive at times, looking like the biggest monster on the map. But to search we go. And I don't know, man. I'm not sure what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Tuscan for stage 4 for both of these teams. I mean, New York 0-2, Atlanta 1-2. Again, another one of those games where I'm just looking at, like, New York has to have a game plan coming into this, the way to counter Atlanta FaZe. There's so much gameplay. I feel like so many times have we seen FaZe on this map.
Absolutely. Map 2, ready to go underway. NYSL can they add on to the lead. For the FaZe, finally start to click in a mode that has plagued them throughout the course of the year. It's a stun on to aBeZy. It'll be a wrap back from him. It's an opening there from Hydra. And Hydra was the guy, if you look at the last major, I mean, it just seemed like he was putting up double digits whenever he wanted sometimes in search. He was taking over. Now trying to do it behind the stun, but Simp just keeps on shooting. He's able to bring us back to 3-3.
Yeah, I think Hydra's open. He finds that kill. Maybe if he's 1 bullet weaker, he probably finds it, gives them the man advantage. Now you're going to have a retake. You still have Crim middle of the map, just kind of lurking. The bomb is planted. Now a 2 versus 3 for Arcitys and aBeZy. Arcitys, he's got the big boomstick. Trying to find a pick, and he hits it. But a fast trade from Hydra.
Maybe gives aBeZy a chance, but he can't quite get around the edge. Able to take that one, but NYSL post-plant will hold on. I think someone's yelled at him a sexy man. Thank you very much. I appreciate the gas. Thank you. I don't get that often at this age, so it's appreciated.
But you saw right there, Hydra was quick, 3 kills in the round, and then even then, just on that trade, he knows he has a bullet on aBeZy, and he just takes the fight right to him. So NYSL, they just go right through B, very quick. Bit of a counter strat. Well, Hydra makes the plays.
3-0 start.
Kind of the same thing here, right? B's just wide open. You have Paul sniping in the middle of the map, someone Arcitys, but the B bomb's there, so it's going to be a 4-on-4 retake if they decide to plan it. Just trying to get information. While quickly on the flank is going to be Hydra. aBeZy's going to have Paul, and no one's a sniper from Paul. And he takes his head off.
Up close and personal, yeah, aBeZy's head popped open like a watermelon, just ripped right off. Nice shot there from Paulehx, and now we continue on forward. Cellium looking to battle back, trade on through. It is a mixer around the point. It goes down to a 1 versus 1. It's going to be Hydra. It's going to be Simp. 5-0 start from Hydra, just trying to get out with his life.
Simp's playing this very smart as well. He's just going to reposition 20 seconds and a check. I'll probably get out. He does exactly that. So we know he's got a lot of time. Hydra has yet to die this round or this map. What is the timing going to be? Hydra's going to get to the bomb now, and he does it so fast. Hydra 6-0, clutches the 1v1 versus Simp.
So what I say, he just goes off for double digits whenever he wants.
Does it again.
Well, he's real close, Joe. He's real close already. Just a beast start. I mean, I think when he first came into the league, he was sort of there popping off in every single mode. Sometimes with his team, Kismet's taking that role in the respawns, taking a back seat at times, but in the search, man, he has just been another breed.
And again, just very fast. I believe him and a teammate just pushed right through P5, and you saw FaZe, when they grouped up as 3, they were getting ready to retake, you know, that radio tower, but it's right through P5 where the trades go down, then all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 1.
6-0 start. I mean, he's got as many kills as the entire FaZe side. Just lovely from Hydra.
How many kills? I mean, his teammates have 2 kills. Yeah,
Yeah.
This guy's going off now, looking for the glide bomb.
We'll see if he'll be able to earn that. But after throwing out some utility, the entire wrap back towards B will come into play. Ready and waiting. It's going to be aBeZy. He's going to be the one there. Can they set up Hydra? He hasn't been able to get that 7th yet. Next up the bat will be Cell. One lurking path for FaZe. And just shots all over the place, but Cell with the wall bang through, of course. He's able to take that one. Advantage now over to FaZe, and a round you desperately need to get. Hydra's been dominating you all over the map. Can you get one?
Yeah, there's going to be the info. So FaZe is going to see that player inside a church from top platform. Again, just sort of playing the retake if they need it. Hydra just lurking. Trying to find the kill. Number 7, there it is. The re-snap and the trade. But he does find the glide. A big win for NYSL. They don't win this round.
Trying to track back. Pick up this bomb. Just under 20 seconds to go. For him that's had so many crazy clutch scenarios over the course of his historic career. Can he pull off another one? Gets eyes on one. Not the easiest to fight. Some damage in. Running out of time. His position is known and not a whole lot he can do, but you get the glide.
Yeah, you get the glide. I mean, that was close. Simp, I think if he has a better snap, it's a kill. Hydra has to...
It looked awkward for both.
Yeah, just sort of the slides.
He ends up on the
jump
banister.
up top.
Yeah.
But FaZe able to get on the board. Starts with that first blood from aBeZy through Found, then Cell. Able to find the shot through the wall. Just gets out with his life, gives them that man advantage.
And we'll see when that glide comes into play. But okay, you get the round out of your FaZe. Kismet still looking for his first in this. Nobody really popping off for FaZe. Himself starting to get rolling. But it's heavy pressure over towards B, and you can see now the line of sight from Kismet as he's playing deep. Can he find his first in the game?
Yeah, very similar to what we saw from their first offense, trying to take this over to B. There is presence here, though, from NYSL and Kismet. Now the rotation over. But is that going to be Hydra through P5 again? Nope, he's going to jump to the middle of the map, and he is gone. The flash. And he's right back to middle. Then just look at the decisions that he is making. Now he can flank if he has to. They have the man advantage.
See, I love that. I mean, some might be looking for another kill there. He gets one, he's out. Gone. Just gone.
We've seen that today. Players going for one more kill. It just bites him in the butt.
Yeah. Just an incredible job. Valuing his life in a mode that he needs to. The need. Oh, God. Kismet, 17 HP. Just able to get away. Now the reach out's going to come in. It's Paulehx that's able to take down 2. aBeZy last alive. Little bunny hop to take down 1, but that'll be it. It's NYSL. Right back in control up 2 rounds.
Yeah, Hydra, I mean, just turns that first blood. They have such, map control. They know where the read is, right? Kismet is able to stay alive in the back, so he has all the information in the world given to his team, and then they just set up the trap. Then it's a 3 versus 4, and I mean, FaZe, they gotta go, right? Just depending on the time. And NYSL, so far so good throughout this match.
I mean, Hydra, yeah. Man on a mission. Let's see what he can do in the early round this time around. But it'll be a first blood, and a much needed one for the FaZe side. If he's able to do it, we'll see if a trade ends up coming through. Knows another one here. Nice movement around the edge. Gets Hydra off the map. That's a big one. 3v2 now for FaZe.
That's a prime aBeZy round right there. Right through the middle of the map, finds the first blood, able to connect onto the second as well. It gives his team all the advantage in the world. Well, still a minute left on the clock. We'll see what NYSL wants to do. It looks like maybe a plan over towards A as Crim and Paul going to try to work whatever they can. As Cellium just top church trying to find the opening, but Paul goes for the gunfight and he loses it. Cell locking down the middle of the map.
It just seems like with the way Hydra's playing in search, you kind of need prime aBeZy. Like he's going to need to assert his dominance early in some of these rounds. He's going to have to. Because if you're letting Hydra get comfortable on the other side of it, just get picks and kind of find his openings on the map.
Yeah, you're just
not going to work out
the
well.
First blood is probably him, but right? Yeah. It's more than likely Kismet. Kismet 0-4 right now throughout this map, but his team is still in the lead.
But I guess I just feel like if aBeZy can get those first bloods, it kind of, I don't know, maybe limits the playmaking ability of Hydra a little bit. Like it kind of changes maybe what he wants to do when it's like a 4v4 scenario. Maybe not. Okay, first blood to Crim. Unfortunately, it's onto Hydra, so not quite the man you want to take out. Then a grenade will hit for Cell, so it's a 4v2 as things kind of fall apart for NYSL within this round. Cellium, clean haircut onto Kismet. Crim, last alive, at least able to take down one, but the pressure now coming forward. They're going to swarm, they're going to drop him, and you get to 3-3. And I didn't see exactly what went wrong there with the nade trying to come in from
he just jumps up. Yeah, he just jumps up the window. I think it's just a missed nade by Crim. He's going for the window hot middle of the map, and I mean, that just lands on Hydra's lap. I mean,
yeah.
And we've seen that a lot today. A lot of teammates have come in, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen in this game. Whether you're holding it in your hand, you die, then just blows up.
Or
like,
yeah, you're lining one up, suddenly shots start coming in, you panic and toss it, or you just miss one. I mean, it happens, even though the best players in the world. But we're all square now. Arcitys looks at the angle with the snipe, nothing up, but now the teammates are going to come in. aBeZy not quite able to get away, tries to get to the cross and just be a thorn in the side of NYSL. They'd have to worry about him for so long, but they're able to take him out. Yeah.
Hydra's kind of lurking. He was able to find his way through P5. Rest of NYSL pushing on through, and oh, Hydra opens the door. I think Simp hears it. Cell doesn't even react. He's weak. Kismet's there for a trade. We're quickly into a 2-on-2. Arcitys and Simp trying to find Paul, but they're like, where? Where is Kismet? When is he gonna push us?
He's coming, but it's gonna be too late. He's got a chance though, in the 1 versus 2. 25 seconds to go. Just has to play his life, and if you're FaZe, you're just like, where is he at? They're trying to locate him, and they're able to do it. Simp will find him. Plenty of time for the defuse. They'll go ahead 4-3. But if you're Kismet, you're just kind of hoping you get to a spot. Maybe they don't check first, right? Because what was it, about 25 seconds left or so when they had to hunt him down?
Yeah, 25 seconds, yeah. Maybe you're hoping Paul at least finds one. If that's a one-on-one, that's just so difficult to win. Maybe you're hoping that Kismet overpace, but Simp just through the flank, able to find that final kill. Now 3 rounds in a row for Atlanta FaZe. As they're starting to find those first bloods behind aBeZy, of course. He's got 3 in the game.
It's one of those things, like, do you re-engage and try to help Paul? Do you try to scramble away and clutch up the round? I think you're right, though. You're just kind of praying he gets one. He gets one, that's pretty manageable. But you saw it from Paul's kind of POV. That looked real difficult to deal with.
Yeah, as soon as he gets spotted, he gets hunted down. Now aggression from NYSL through P5, and they get spotted, and behind that, aBeZy tries to get aggressive through the middle of the map, but Crim is gonna find a first blood. Look at all that info Cell gets. He sees the wrap back.
I mean, he saw everything. He saw at least
this
3.
Is like a 4-man hit. It's like that break off of a hard point.
Oh, and Arcitys a little bit of flinch there, so the shot's gonna go too high. Now they start to wrap it. But yeah, no, look at them just hunting together. It is just
We're back to B, baby.
It's like I'm watching a jetpack round of Surge. They are just soaring on forward, but to 2v2 we go. 45 seconds left to go. Bomb still in Simp's hand.
Still have the glide if you want, if you are Hydra. But yeah, I mean, what, you had the man advantage, now it's a 2 versus 2. Arcitys gonna try to find the pick, you know. Players love to watch the cross from here. You can see Paul in the scope just on the wall. There's the peek. Okay, the timing does not go the way of either player. But the bomb has to get planted if you're FaZe.
There we go.
So he's trying to get it down before it blows up. Wait, he's got cold-blooded on. He's got cold-blooded on. He must.
Oh my, he's just able to stay up. Just holds it on the bomb. Unbelievable. Now 4 in a row for Simp. But it's just going to be 1 versus 2 now. For him to try and clutch up. He's going to bump into 1. The melee is on, but Hydra again. There to get the kill. That looks so insane just from our POV in the glide. He's just on it.
I was just like, maybe he's just trying to hold it, hoping his teammate can, you know, clutch on up, but the glide bomb connects with his teammate. He's got cold-blooded on, was able to get out and play his life.
He had a chance. No, he had a chance, 100%.
But NYSL, they've been quick, very fast throughout this Tuscan, just not allowing him an opportunity, making sure they're staying together. You saw the punch come in from Simp. He was able to find the first, but no time for the second.
4-4. Hydra to double digits. God, it's been a lock for it in search and destroy. He's already done it here through 8. Arcitys looking to be your local barber.
I don't think he sees that. Yeah, I don't.
Just trying to hold the cross, and you might see it soon. Good luck hitting that, though.
And this is what Hydra's been doing, just sort of lurking in this area. You had the 2-2 split from NYSL. They're going to go back to A. It's only Hydra. Just bringing so much attention from FaZe over to B by himself. Bombs in the planet. You have a great setup here. If you're NYSL, FaZe going to have to retake.
Arcitys with the peak, and he has just dropped Paulehx with the beams.
Yeah, that's jam time. We're just going to snake these pillars, baby.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Now, Simp looking for the opening. Kismet, lying pro deep. He's 2-8, but he gets a big one within this round. 2v3 now for FaZe.
Oh, he's gonna see him!
Hits the shots again. Now, just gonna be on Paulehx. 18 seconds to go. Waiting for the peak to come in, trying to hit the shots on through. The jump is there, just looking for the shots.
Uh-oh.
Oh, trying to get on. Not gonna happen. Paulehx able to get both. Time on NYSL side, and Paulehx able to go massive.
aBeZy falls down here. That's the problem. He's got to jump back up through middle of the map, and Paulehx just finds the wall bang onto both.
Unreal.
But you can see what Hydra is doing on this map. He's pulling so much from FaZe over from A to B. That opens up the middle of the map. That opens up the A bomb site for his team.
Paulehx now 3 in a row. He's got up to double digits as well. Him and Hydra, the hard carries here in map 2, and it's a first one. Kismet, he had a big one late in the last round. Comes alive here, only 3, but coming through at a crucial time. aBeZy, though, bringing it back in. Hydra, the hot hand off the map. Can they get it to around 11? It's the wall breaks through from Crim.
He's probably, yeah, I learned that from your teammate, Cell.
Shout out Cell, thanks, buddy. No, that's a massive one. Now under a minute to go. You try to look for an opening here if you're Arcitys and Cell.
And they're thinking the way NYSL has been playing this, with how fast they've been moving and rotating around the map, they're trying to catch someone on the flank, but there's nobody there. I mean, New York's just playing for info. It's almost like the start of a round. They're just going to play a retake over towards one site. The way Crim is playing now, now the other 2 players are going to get active. We're going to might have a 2v2 over towards P5. That's the way it's lining up, and that's what we're looking at. Here we go. Maybe the round right here as Arcitys able to win the first. Kismet takes down his teammate. Now a 1 versus 2 for Arcitys.
And he's just in trouble. The rotation now come across. No time to work with. And NYSL, they will close it out. The search and destroy woes for FaZe continue. Hydra dominates early in this one. And now, your reigning champs in trouble early in round 1.
Yeah, I mean, just early in the game, it's Hydra, it's the Hydra show, and the presence that he was putting on the map just really affected Atlanta FaZe, and then, you know, those first bloods didn't always go their way. That's when they started getting back into the game. That's when they ripped off 3 rounds in a row when they were. But when they weren't finding that early success on the map, they were just slow, and New York was able to find all the information.
Yeah, it's just even the hard point at times, like where a team is known for being so quick and decisive, even if it's not what you expect at times, even if they've had kind of unorthodox gameplay across the years, like they're usually decisive, and that is not what we've seen.
Yeah, and I will say, I mean, just looking at maps 1 and 2, you know, maybe one of your worries as a FaZe fan was aBeZy and his consistency. He's been playing great. You need the other guys now to step up. You need Simp and Arcitys to have a good map here to wake up, because right now, I mean, Paul and co, they're running away with this.
NYSL looking to continue the hot stretch, and they're in command of this one. You just start to look forward to a control, and I think you're thinking, let's just end it here. Like, get the 3-0. Let's move on, continue to dance, try to cruise towards a winner's bracket final.
Yeah, the only problem, I mean, we're staying on Tuscan, and what, I believe FaZe were 5-1 at Major 4 on this map. Their only loss was to LA Thieves.
Smoked them.
Yeah, right, in the losers final. So, I mean, this has been a go-to for Atlanta FaZe, but I've been saying that. I said the worry was the first 3 maps for NYSL, and they have a game plan, and they are just executing to perfection.
Yeah, Yeah, we didn't really get to see the matchup at the last major. You were wondering how it's going to play out. Two teams with a chance, you think, to make a run, but it's been all NYSL so far, a map away from moving on within this winner's bracket. They go up 100 in the hard point, barely close it out. They take over in the search, avoid that round 11. NYSL have come to play. Hydra and the boys doing their best to keep Crim going. The man just won't go away. The winningest player in the history of Call of Duty Esports continues on. We got a break. When we come back, map 3 up next.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew and Zenny. Armor your eyes with Blocks gaming glasses starting at $24 by visiting zenny.com/CDL.
This is what you missed during the break. The Harmony Crawl contest, I am 100% certain I would have passed out probably like halfway like one guy almost did. But that was a battle, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who won. That was the passion.
Yeah, no, I'm already sweating just trying to commentate. I don't think I could have survived that, but it's FaZe now that are trying to survive. You're in an 0-2 hole. Not a position you've really been in a ton this year. I mean, it's based on how the respawn has been. But
NYSL, you gotta go to map 5. It's another search.
NYSL,
if you get there,
they seem more prepared, man.
No, they do. I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, their teamwork's just on point. They're reacting very quickly. It reminds me a lot of like kind of, especially at Tuscan, what we see from OpTic a lot of the time, just how fast that their subs were moving around the map exactly where they needed to be. But now back against a wall for Atlanta FaZe. Starts off with one map, but sticking on Tuscan. We just talked about it before break. They were 5-1 at the major on this map, one of their go-tos. But man, it just feels like New York is just a step ahead.
It does, it does. We're gonna take a look at two of the monsters for these teams. Cellium on one side, Hydra on the other, and what they are bringing to the table for their respective squads. So far, through 2 maps, this is where it stands. I mean, statistically, looking pretty similar for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, this is great for Cellium and Hydra, but you're getting a little bit more on the side of NYSL, whether it's Paul, whether it's Kismet, they are there. I mean, on the side of FaZe, you need to see more from someone like Simp, Arcitys as well, their leader, just to get this team going.
Yeah, someone's got to step it up, and that's one thing I think that's frustrated us with FaZe throughout the course of this year, where they always seem to be prepared, they always seem to improve on certain things. Their willingness to play something they sucked at over and over to get better at. These mistakes have lingered, these problems have lingered. Yeah. And they just haven't seemed to be in championship form. I know they've made some runs to lots of finals, but they haven't been able to close one out. And hell, I found myself believing a bit just because of consistency, and you fix the search, maybe you're okay, but I'd heard they were not looking great kind of in scrims coming into this point. They're getting bodied right now.
Yeah, I mean, there you can see right there, Arcitys struggling 0.68 throughout this series. You're just going to need a monumental effort from all 4 of them. And I think you just try to simplify the game. Obviously, something's going wrong. Just focus on your gunfights. Try to bring it back. Or NYSL is sending you to losers early on.
I mean, I thought this was absolutely a series either team could win. No question, based on how they performed recently.
It's not this way.
But yes, exactly. I'd say maybe getting 3-0'd, but that might be the case. So Arcitys at least maybe able to get going. He's able to take his first gunfight. Got to step it up here massively. It'll take a second as well before he drops. See what Cell can do. Just looking from the mid-cross, just trying to find angles of whatever he can. And so far, I mean, you kind of have, well, it's Hydra sort of pushed up. Looks like he's going to rally back with the troops, just trying to make sure they can get pressure, at least on A first and foremost.
Yeah, making sure nothing's going on over towards B now. You kind of fight through the middle of the map, you see Simp, he's going to work all the way through, trying to take top Røkkr control. Paul's getting forward. That's sort of just giving up A, just playing around this B defense. This is what FaZe does. And once this happens, the middle of the map opens up, you start to roam around. This is what Simp is so good at.
Yeah, I mean, he's been terrific. He's been so good. We know what a cerebral player he is, the way he can find openings, read timings, read the map.
He needs it now.
People start just picking people apart. Yeah, he's got it. Just be that Simp that's been God mode over the course of so many years. It's a great start here. Now going to be 4 in a row, up to 4 and run. Just looking to continue to try and dance, maybe get a little help out to mid-map, but just tucked away in a pocket for now. And it's Cellium, I think it's got his help out her, but he's just biding his time, playing his life. Oh my God, and Hydra puts him on skates as he slides around the corner.
Yeah, it was nice teamwork on Arcitys and Simp. He had his cross, Arcitys was able to find a couple of kills. He's just gonna play his life. It looks like A is going to be done, but you have 4 life advantage. Now we'll see if NYSL could find that opening over towards B. Paul and Kismet a slow start, but yeah, Simp, that's what he does. If he wins that gunfight on Hydra, maybe the round is over. Hydra is able to win that one, and now the first push for NYSL getting shut down is all 4 will be taken care of.
And yeah, he is widening that gap now up to a 7 life advantage. And this is back to what you kind of expect to see from FaZe. We know their defense can be great here. Power Subliners gonna find openings. It's now Arcitys. He's the one finding the opening. That'll be 4 down again, and this has been dominant. You're up in a big way, up 10 right now. Cellium still continuing to find picks. Subliners find nothing offensively so far.
Oh yeah, 7 lives remaining. That's the power of sort of that lurking Slayer. What Simp was able to do was just drain so many more lives over towards that point. That makes it what? You've had one push. This is now your second. It's gonna be the last one for NYSL. There's gonna be 3 dead.
Can you make some magic happen?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to do. Especially with the nades in this game on this point. aBeZy's gonna drop, and well, there was the nade I was talking about. Still, they need a lot more.
It's Simp, of course, that's through on the flank. Trying to pick these lives apart, then Cellium comes soaring on through as well. You just have Crimsix. He'll be last alive at a 1 versus 9.
Nice catch.
But so far, so good defensively there from FaZe. And yeah, they've just been so good. Find that first win. Let Simp kind of get to work. And yeah, there was never really a threat until the final moments, and it wasn't even really that big of a threat just due to the lives.
Yeah, I mean, just a great all-around round from FaZe. I mean, you got 8 kills from 2, 7 from the other 2. Just not allowing any openings for NYSL, nothing funky off the break. And well, speaking of break-offs, sometimes Atlanta FaZe, they like to do this. Like to go, you know, forward towards B, but you're not gonna have it. It's more of a standard round. Really aBeZy through the middle of the map. Okay, forward head now. Maybe they go over towards B. That might be the play call. Simp has positioning to make sure he can at least bait some nades as his teammates are getting pushed up.
Well, the good thing is if you're NYSL, you win 2 of the big fights through on the cross. And reinforcements not able to really rally in, but aBeZy now on 4 in a row. And you need the fire, you need the passion, you need what has made this team a championship contender to come alive now as they start to pick them apart. Let's go to listen in with Atlanta FaZe.
He's back up there, weak green.
Exact point.
There's 2 top. Absolutely, top church. Chris, Kismet top church.
Do this side, guys. Go in.
Nice.
Go away, guys.
Going fast.
I'm throwing in P5 again, okay?
Yeah, to be guess.
Careful, you.
I'm
Detonated are you? I'm looking at you.
I'm only P5 for a second.
I'm looking at you. You have
I got naded on point. I got naded on you.
I think there's 1 2 slap maybe.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Chris.
Oh, yeah, 1 P5.
That's Kismet. That was Kismet.
I spawned fire.
Hydra, good call.
Alright, Paulehx and Hydra come flying in with a vengeance to get the retake, but you've done a lot of damage, right? You're only up 1 alive, but you've got 2 bits of progress on B. You're nearly done with A, but there's only 45 seconds on the clock, so you're gonna have to take something here. And look at the map presence you have if you're NYSL. Hydra pushed up deep.
Yeah, I mean, this should be like a full court press here from NYSL. If they can just get pushed forward, just not give up a point, that could be huge. That might be their opportunity to win this round. They were winning a lot of gunfights, but this time, on this push, FaZe are going to open it up with 2. They're going to go over towards A. That should be that point. As Crim is lurking, maybe trying to shut it down one more time.
You got a one-on-one on the other side, too. It's Cellium that's got pushed through. I think Hydra just ends up flying on in, so you're going to be able to get on the point. You can stop
just going to go to B. They're just going to go to B.
They're just going to cross it, and this might end up being kind of a dagger here. If they can finish this, you've got 2 on it. Cell able to win the fight. That'll be B secured. Now you got a minute 20 to work with. You have a 2-life advantage, and maybe a misplay there from NYSL, focused in the wrong place, or just kind of everything gets a little scattered there?
I think just it's very scattered, but a heads-up play from Simp to realize, all right, I mean, B is open, Cell's there, he's giving the call out, that player pushed through P5, so he just goes to his teammate, both of them get on it. I love that rotation, but now, can they close the round out? Atlanta FaZe, there's the nade to open things up like you're retaking P1. There's gonna be 3 dead, this should be the round.
Yeah, it's like if you give up A, you've got a solid chance to at least hold it B, but look how fast things fall apart. And that's just, I mean, that's from the opening. That is from the opening. So much damage done at B. They get 2 ticks. You heard how calm they were on the wrap out. Honestly, I like the comms I heard from FaZe. Not too frantic, pretty clear.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, that's what FaZe does, right? They get around that B point, but they're able to play their life. It's how they dodge the nades. 1 player stays on the point. They pause the time. The rest get pushed up towards that back elbow, towards top radio, just picking them apart, trying to catch NYSL as they're throwing nades.
Now, what do you do differently, maybe if you're NYSL, to not allow FaZe to get into their comfort zone defensively? Can you be a threat this time around? You have to be, obviously, as you're in an 0-2 hole. But it seems like for FaZe, I mean, as many issues that looked like they had through the first 2 maps. This is kind of what we expected to see here.
This is just their standard Tuscan control.
Yeah, right.
Which we saw all last major. Just, okay, you know, we're going to give up towards A. They're going to try to slay. We're going to try to slay them back. They're going to keep one player on it. And we're just going to have to force them to beat us at B.
And for the most part, I mean,
we're able to do besides Thieves.
And they just haven't given teams many chances at B, but Paulehx, he's slippery there as he's slithering. He's able to take the shots. Now, we focus on the rotation across lives, all square. Makes some key gunfights in transition. Hydra able to take that one out to 15 and 13. But you still have the position defensively right now for FaZe, just waiting for the onslaught to come, and aBeZy, he's just gonna send it.
Yeah, I mean, with what we've seen from Paul this match, I mean, if he put the sortie hat on, he'd definitely be in hustler. no doubt about it. I feel like any team that plays Cell, they're like, yeah,
absolutely. For the past couple of years, it's like whatever against FaZe, I imagine at this point. Now Cell. Trying to find the gunfight around the edge. He's able to do that after his teammate drops it in front of him. As he said it +5, I think it was, what, 4 in a row there for Arcitys before he fell. I mean, the good thing here, if you're Subliners, you've at least been a threat and got some map control, right? Like, you've not...
Yep.
You're going to have some chances here with a minute left that you did not have the first time around, but you have to make them count if you're going to continue on in this. But Cellium, he's tucked away to pocket. He is able to shut down 2 of the players. Arcitys now to follow it up. Crimsix tries for the trade, but it's 2 for Cell. It's 2 for aLLeY, and that push shut down.
And that's what FaZe is so good at in these situations. Like, is a 3 for 2 trade good for NYSL? Of course. But the fact that they get 2, that's going to slow down NYSL. The nades then come in, but Arcitys having a much better game here, 19 and 13. Everyone for FaZe playing a little bit better. Their backs against the wall.
Simp just goes to slide in. I think Slide's ready to do that team's thing. Just couldn't quite get out of it. But back to the hold. Cell once again beaming near a double positive. Now the crosses, Arcitys, their autos have been hitting and they've been electric. You've got 20 for 3 players that have kind of been posted up, and Simp's been the guy roaming for the most part when he can.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously been tough. They've had 2 offenses, but you can see, besides Hydra, nobody playing really well on the side of NYSL.
Now the Bulldog has not been loose whatsoever. He's 9 and 22. He's just been shut down on this map. There's one player that's really a threat. You've got sub 10 seconds to go. And this has been the map you have needed. Last player cleared out, seconds tick away. It's a dominant map 3 win on Tuscan, and he needed that one bad if you were FaZe. There's still a lot of work to do, but you get on the board and you give yourself a shot to continue on.
Well, that's why we talked a lot coming into this tournament about vetoes, right? Especially control. We saw it in the last match with Toronto and OpTic. When you have a team like OpTic, who's so good at Tuscan, there's a chance of throwing Gabutu in there. And I thought maybe we were going to see that here from New York, but we don't. They stick with Tuscan, but Atlanta FaZe, they've just been too good on that map.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was surprised when Thieves played him, honestly, last event, but then I was like, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Kenny's going like triple positive, just absolutely
they were
gold star. No, they weren't. They were absolutely on point, but if you watch the rest of it, and you and I casted a lot of FaZe, like they were so good here. Whether it was an offensive round win in a span of 30 seconds where they found a point of attack on the B, or it was just incredible defensive holds, they get it done.
Yeah, Kismet pieced out of that lobby. I think he was like 8 and 20.
Yeah, no. I don't think he was having a whole lot of fun. They just were not finding any openings to make his job easy, that's for sure. It looked to be a frustrating one. Now they can kind of look forward to the hard point. As we continue on it, we'll see if NYSL can close this out, or if it's going to be just a day of magical map 5s like we just continue on.
I mean, I would be happy because you and I have been waiting. Right?
Yeah, right.
Waiting to cast. I'm like, hopefully we don't get a 3-0. I'll throw someone through a wall. Like, if I want to cast a champ, I want to cast a map 5.
Yeah, exactly. We've been sitting right. I think I got here a little bit later because I knew it was on the 3rd match. So I should have like noon, like match start, and it's just been it's chomping at the bit, just waiting to get rolling. The crowd's been amazing. The matches have been godlike. Just looking to get our part in it.
Yeah, it's been a long day 1, but here's some highlights from that match just right from the get-go. But I think the key is the round number 2. Whenever you're able to win an offense in that fashion, go up 2-0, you basically know you have a round 5 defense secured if it goes the distance, but FaZe, they didn't win it in a clean 3-0.
Yeah, it feels like in that round, I mean, you said it kind of got a little bit messy. People were kind of all over the place, but if you were NYSL and let them get A first, and maybe you had a chance for a B hold, but just didn't play out like that. A heads-up play from FaZe, they take the harder point first, and that's easy from there.
Yeah, Cellium is just able to sneak on through. Just gives the call to Simp, and you know, we've seen that from times. Like, hey, if they want to try to defend this, we'll just peace on out to B.
Yeah, no, they did it quickly, and they were, I don't know, it varies by mode, I get that, but just far more decisive, like the plays you want to see FaZe making if you're a FaZe fan, they were doing there in the map 3, not a lot of it through the first 2, but maybe now we have ourselves a series. We're going to stay on Tuscan. A map 5 for Lynn will be looming if we will get there, but talk to me a bit about the map 4.
I mean, Tuscan Hardpoint, strong map for both of these squads. You know, I think for NYSL, this is one of their ways to the Major 4 final, was through this Tuscan Hardpoint. They're able to beat LA Thieves, you know, in the winners final in a pretty decisive fashion. That's when Kismet was going off. For Atlanta FaZe, I mean, it's a solid map for them. You know, it's when they've been playing all year, but we talked about it. They like to play scrappy. It feels like it always comes down to sort of a final P1 rotation. Do they get their nades? Do they not?
Yes, they just, I sound like a broken record, but I talk about it every time we go here. It's just that like P5 to P1 rotation. Sometimes they make it look easy. Sometimes they make it look like the hardest thing in the world. And they've thrown away massive leads. They've been, they've had like a 50 to 100 point advantage so many times, and they've let it slip away. We saw it cleaned up at times at the last major. I mean, the respawns for the most part over the course of the year have been above average. I mean, you're sitting around like a 70%, but this is the one that I just swear they find new ways to lose sometimes.
Sometimes. We'll see if they find a new way to win. I mean, you know, I think the one good thing, you got all your guns hot throughout that map 3. Sort of Simp and Arcitys, who were struggling throughout the match, a much better performance from them. And now can they bring it in this map 4?
Yeah, just don't go to 100-point hole, maybe, would be a key to success.
Usually help,
after map
win
1,
some gunfights around the hill.
Just get dominated. But this is one where, where some of the frustrations maybe existed for us in the map 1 with, I don't know, the lack of pressure, the lack of a FaZe hardpoint that we've seen for years. We should see it here.
Yeah, it's not going to happen on this map.
Yeah, no, you should see a lot of that. They're going to be hitting it. I don't care if there's 5 seconds left of the hardpoint. They're going to be sending it, fighting for every possible point. But Cell, who has had an MVP caliber year, just trying to lock it in. On the other side of the stage, the winningest player of all time, just trying to make some sort of magical run. A chance to maybe win a championship. I mean, it is absurd what he has done. I mean, he gets another one here. It's like, we're talking, is this guy putting it out of reach? Like in the GOAT talk. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we'll see. I think both of these teams knew this was going to be a battle, a test between both of them. You see the hard points right there. Talk about the hold percentage first for NYSL. Gonna rely on some big breaks is Atlanta FaZe. We've seen them do that so many times.
Dude, it's just, it's insane though. We're talking about Simp and aBeZy maybe going for a 4th final. One of the biggest storylines. Crim going for maybe a 4th win. One of the biggest storylines, and they're facing off round 1. Like, not we expected probably, but here we are.
That's champs time. I mean, what, winners round 2, we got Thieves versus OpTic. I mean, all of the storylines are lining up, but I just saw the game lobby close. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen. If we're gonna have any kind of issues, we already, I mean, we had like a 50-minute delay earlier. It's day 1. Get it out of the way, day 1.
It was like, yeah, it was not a good time.
Let's just get
At least we get to spend more time together.
Any kind of issues? Yes, we can. A little more. Spend a little bit more time together, but. I don't know what that was. It got the better of me, Joe. I was getting very hot and excited up here. But this is just, it's magical. It is champs time. But yeah, I know, issues aside, like, I guess I'm just glad, like, even the issues we've had, like, it didn't happen in the middle of a series, it happened before one. You know, it's not happening on Championship Sunday. Like, yeah, let's get all of it out, because you can think, we've been around a long time. You've worked on League Upside, you played as a player. It always feels like whenever it's like this massive event, if something's going to go haywire, does day 1, by the end of the weekend, we're cruising.
Yeah, hopefully we get everything going right back into this match, hopefully quickly. Or he's gonna keep dancing. It's already hot. I mean, I don't know if you should be doing that.
No, I should not be. And my producer yelling at me to get to the Scump play of the game because no one wants to see those moves anymore. As we'll take a look, it's gonna be Paulehx. He gets the clutch within this round. It's the wall bangs through from top broken. Makes the play in a huge one, tied 4-4.
Yeah, I mean, aBeZy had the angle, but he's gonna fall off. You're gonna see it right here. aBeZy is there, the shots come in, things get messy. We've been seeing this since day 1 of this game. The plant for top broken. Paul with the wall bangs. He knows the angle where he's got to go. That puts him up 5-4. Then they secure map 2 to go up 2-0. But FaZe fighting back.
It just seems like, I mean, this is usually the case, especially when we look back at Major 4 and day 1 today, when you have these game 5s all over the place. it's just so 50-50 in the sense that there are so many little moments. It's got to be so tough as a player, like, oh, if we just made that play differently.
Sure.
If we just won that gunfight, like we're winning the series, it's got to be heartbreaking.
I mean, yeah, it'll haunt, you know, for a lot of these players. Just a point they have to talk about. But I mean, you win, you're going to be feeling great moving forward. You lose, you just got to forget about it. I know it's hard to do in the moment. You'll probably think about it all night long.
Hey.
But the fact is we have a double in the bracket.
Your chest muscles were feeling good. You've been working out.
Yeah, man.
New York Subliners, you see the KDs there. Hydra has been a beast.
Yeah, those got a lot worse in that last map. Let's just be honest.
Absolutely, absolutely.
A lot worse, and those got a lot better.
Well, you just kind of thought, like, Kismet was going to come down to earth a little bit, like, based on the last major he had.
You said he was.
I thought he still had a chance to be the Bulldog and let loose. This is one series, Joe. He's still a star.
No, he does. I just knew Paul was going to be better.
You would think, yes, that there'd be some evening across the board there. But the map 4, here we go. Subliners trying to close it out, move on to winners round 2. FaZe trying to survive, maybe get this to a map 5. We'll see if they can do it in this hard point, but spinning in circles and dancing. It's Kismet around the point, but his teammates that are able to pick up all the kills, and Hydra locked and loaded. He's already 4-0. Nearly picks up a 5th, but what an opening there from Hydra.
It just feels like when he is in a rhythm, he is just able to read the map so well. Usually feel like we're saying that about like someone like Simp or aBeZy, but they will get shut down, and well, guess who? It's Simp and aBeZy who find 3 kills, able to get the break. Nice time for Atlanta FaZe.
You get right back into it. Now look at the mini-map bottom left. You'll see the rotation coming in from Subliners with just under 10 left to go. They'll get set up for the next hard point. And this will be the push and collapse, preparing for Atlanta FaZe.
Which corner?
You go 1 for 1. So you still have numbers advantage for a second, but Arcitys, the last guy in the hard point, starting to rally across and trying to get in position. It's a nutty gunfight there for Cellium, not quite able to take it. The rest of his teammates are going to drop, so it's really just going to be him, and he's just kind of sitting it forward. He's going to get stunned. There's not a whole lot he can do. Nice hold from Subliners so far.
You even saw there from Cell, just sort of the player mechanics. He's thinking a player's going to slide him. He's already like double melee in case the slide is fast to try to find that melee kill, at least get a melee off for a trade. Just something small that these players, they always are going to try to find the advantage. But you had, what, 20 seconds go your way of NYSL, and then this is what we talked about, FaZe. They're going to try to lock you in. They're going to fight for the scrap time. They're doing it right here. And a darn good job of it, may I say, is, I mean, they just find 6, 7, 8 kills in a row.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. I mean, they're battling for, what, the 10 or so seconds, but they do a terrific job of it. Now we get the rotation across, and they're going to be in position, and that's why you trust your teammates to be in the right spot. It's 5 in a row, though, for aBeZy. He's working on a bit of streaks, and yeah, he's just, the tactical is just soaring into his eyeballs, it feels like, in these last couple of gunfights for him. But it's a nice play from Arcitys, 4 before he drops. The streak will end on aBeZy as well, as he's up to 8 and 5. And now to Fountain. The dance begins, and it's Crim just ADS and holding. I think you're pre-aim there if your Simp kind of gets pulled between both players, but it's a frenzy here around the point. Crim is still battling.
And while Cell's able to find 2 kills, he re-pinched the push through P5 as they were getting spawns NYSL, but now it is just such a back and forth battle, similar to what we saw just a hard point ago, trapping them in the back corner, finding the scrap time is Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, it's like Michael Bay's been directing this most latest sequence, trucks blowing up, nades exploding, double kill after double kill, and now, yeah, we get ready for P5 as the madness will ensue there, but not quite there yet. We go to church. Decide early, it's FaZe.
Just much better from Atlanta FaZe. Just they have a much better idea on Tuscan, the respawn so far, where they need to be, how they're executing. You can see it in the scoreboard. Everyone's playing at a high level. On the other side, you're looking at everyone besides Hydra to try to step it up, get the man some help.
Well, the help for Hydra, unfortunately, becomes in the way of aBeZy bullets, and he's able to drop a second around the edge. Cellium there for the third, so still numbers inside here for a moment at least, if you are Atlanta FaZe. But back to Hydra we go, and good luck with that one. Just camera it out of his mind. And Cellium comes soaring around the corner. 6 streak now, 11 and 5. The flex superstar. What a year it has been for him. So much pressure now for him to go beast mode to bring them back in this series, but to aBeZy we go. The song and dance on the stairs. It'll be his 15 and 8. It's been a map to double positive as a snap out. aBeZy finally falls.
Yeah, we were on board with aBeZy, but Crim actually takes down Cell and Arcitys. They were going for the 1-2 trade to get number 7 and the glide bomb, which they would have used in rotation over to P1. Maybe breaks the game wide open in a blowout for Atlanta FaZe, but instead Crim goes big, and then on the hill they're able to shut down aBeZy. So a huge moment from Crim.
I mean, he got like 4 or 5 in a row.
Yeah, he goes from 3 and 7 to 11 and 9.
Yep.
Now up to 12.
You said Hydra needed some help. Crim doing his best to get back into it, and Hydra doing the work himself. 3 in a row for the young man. Crim back at top, broken, making the plays. Hydra and Paulehx still soaking it up inside, but it's double negative for Paulehx. Trying to find the gunny within this one.
Crim. Now you can see the rotations in. Crim's like, hey, I have rotation right now. They are late, but there's the nades. But Paul and Kismet are here. It's a 2-on-2. Man, there's 2 players from FaZe still over towards P5. And I mean, they just give up that rotation.
Yeah, no, that's pretty standard for them on this map a lot of times. Now, where will come the break? This transition is the one that's been a question mark at times. They like to break from mid, and this is what they're going for. The break from mid is where they will find their openings. Are they able to do it here? And it looks like they have found it. They get several in through you. They're able to pinch and trap, and they will get in. They feel very confident in their ability to do it, but you'd love to maybe not give up 15 to 20 seconds first.
Yeah, just very late in that rotation over, and then they just had to wait for those players to rotate through the middle of the map. But hey, they find the break. They have the lead. Still a very close game, and it reminds me a little bit of map 1, where it's just like kind of messy, and then New York is keeping it close. When do they open it up?
When they're disciplined there and at least go for the breakthrough mid, it usually works out. It's just when they get into that like hit either side, we have this 50-50 battle, that they just sort of get in this blender. But they do it well after you had some question marks for them. But they're only up 20. It's going to be a tight one still. Over to Simp we will go. He's carrying over 3 in a row. Bullets, fires, and flame from everywhere. That's number 4. Crim with a chow from the back. The read towards the window. Hop. He's just trying to find a gunfight, and he'll find it. 21 HP, the dream, the chow out. And it's Crimsix back up that's able to find it. aBeZy looking for the angle gel.
And it's what I mean. When New York start to find the kills, when they're having the spawns time and time again, that's when it's going to be tough. That's when New York is going to take the lead, and that's what's going to happen. It felt like this game was just so one-sided, but it's been close the entire time.
Lead change right there, or about to be. They were just in it for another second. But nobody will get in it for now. 150 to 150 is where we will stand. Now to Hydra's position. You can see where he's tucked away. What do you see, Joe?
Yeah, Kismet, I think, finds the opening. Okay, now he's going to push on through. He should block the spawner. It'll be close on Arcitys. Arcitys going to spawn behind him, of course. Why not? So he's going to have a free flank on the 1 player as the rest of FaZe are going to get pushed up.
Kismet, though, able to read it. I mean, Arcitys doesn't really get to the angle in time. And now Kismet keeps soaring forward. So Kismet able to get 2, despite, but on the minimap, you look to be a question mark, and maybe he's going to be in trouble. He's able to find the opening. And now you are back in, you're set up at Fountain, you're accruing some time.
Yeah, I mean, Arcitys wins that one-on-one. It's an early setup. It's a big setup for Atlanta FaZe, but Kismet turns it into, well, more. He's on 5 in a row now as he starts to get into to his zone. Can he find a streak as they have the lead? There's 7!
That's the glide. Kismet, he is heating up. He was out of the last map early. He was in the blender, but he's trying to bring it back. The Bulldog is loose.
That might be the streak that closes out this series, right? We're going to have a P4 here. It's going to be that rotation from P5 to P1, which we have talked about time and time again.
So you get a good glide, but it's Hydra lurking. Hydra not finishing the kill, unfortunately, but he'll stay alive and well. Backside for just a moment, but Simp there with the push through. 15-point advantage just about for NYSL. As the fights continue to go on inside a church. Nobody really racking up a ton of time, and maybe a chance here for FaZe. You've got the numbers in. Or wrapping deep, you've got Simp. You bring it back and look for a lead change.
Yeah, the rest of this and P5 needs to be good for FaZe. Right?
Because the bomb?
Yeah, because of that glide. I mean, I don't know if they know he has it. They should. Just depending on how they, they were counting kills. The rest of the scrap time seems to be going their way. New York's going to go for it. 10 seconds left. Over towards P5 will be Cellium just getting set up. But we're gonna have a tie game. Oh, right around it.
Yeah, they're real close. Just a couple points between these two teams. Cellium's just laying there. He doesn't see him, just tucked away. Cell's actually able to get both, so maybe a chance to give them some position. It sets up aBeZy, then to fly forward on the stairs. Cell is just waiting and lurking, and the nade comes in. Unfortunately, aBeZy's like, screw your streak, Cell, you're done for now, but he's at least able to take out one enemy player at the same time. You're just about to approach the 220 mark, but how big does this lead need to be, Joe, because the streak?
I mean, I think you're trying to put the game away, honestly, but that's not going to happen. Kismet goes on a big pinch. He's able to flip the spawns. That gives NYSL an opportunity to get onto the point. It's getting messy as it always does through P5. Kill after kill coming in.
Simp wins a nice one-on-one mid-map, and he might be able to get away.
You're trying to force this early, I think, if you are Atlanta FaZe. If you can win the rotation, force out an early glide bomb, and then you have a chance to break. I think that's the best scenario for Atlanta FaZe. That's going to be the play. Or will it?
Okay, here we go. They're actually able to rotate this time, but just sort of trades all over the place.
All right, now you're waiting for it.
Here it comes. How many can he take down? Looking to connect, it's gonna hit nothing. Lands middle of the point, nobody gonna drop. Now 10 points needed for FaZe. So close to getting this to a map 5. Hydra trying to cut him down, but Hydra is popping off on the point. Simp looking to answer as quick as he can. Nobody in the point for now, but rallying back in will be FaZe. They're here, they're inside. The contest is nigh, 40 points needed for Subliners. Just a matter of seconds out for FaZe. Nobody close enough to get in. They push it to the map 5. And what do you know? Yes! They rotate Game 5. They rotate to P1.
We love Game 5.
Yes, we do. What a day it has been. And the streak just kind of hits midpoint, and you know, it was probably about to drill somebody and die to a gunfight right before it, but I think you kind of nailed it. You know, you get a good amount of time at P5. You're good on the rotation. You force it out pretty early, right? I mean, I thought it was going to be maybe a little bit earlier, to be honest with you, but what do you see there on the kill feed?
Man, 39 and 26, 4,300 damage throughout that map. Just taking over. Such a good series out of aBeZy. It feels like the last couple events he has found his groove. Well, he puts them into a map 5.
He just makes that playstyle so much easier for this team when he's just waltzing in and taking one or two down with him. No, it still seems stressful, but yeah, when he's having a map like that, they're able to get it done. They'll take it by 40. They don't allow that high stress situation late in the P1. They're able to kind of close it out with a little bit of comfort, at least for FaZe standards, what we've seen on that map. But now you get it to a final map. We're getting ready to go to Berlin. And it's just been I mean, it's been a fun one. It's been a long one. This is champs time, and it reminds you of what? Major 4, day 1, just map 5, map 5,
right. The
map 5.
winners round 1 matchups are always crazy. They don't slow down here. We'll see if the weekend stays that way. We thought it would be something like this. Maybe not to this extent, but for FaZe, I mean, we talked about their search. These game 5s, these pivotal moments, they have not been able to win them this year.
Where they have for quite some time, they have fallen short. Are you able to do it here? What a massive map 5 this is. NYSL, FaZe, one final map. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by TeamSpeak, the official communication partner of the Call of Duty League. And AimLab, official first-person training partner of the Call of Duty League. Unleash your potential.
Here we go, one final Map 5 here at the 2022 CDL Championship. It's been a magnificent and insane day as Vanguard continues to provide Map 5 after Map 5, but again, this is one where whoever wins it has such a good chance to make a run. This is such a huge map when you think about the bracket.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, obviously both these teams, they want to be in winners, don't want to be in losers. I think they have the potential to go to, they go through the losers bracket. We saw it with FaZe. They were able to do it just last major. New York, they've been so, well, clutch in those pressure situations. But yeah, winning this one, yeah, that's what you would love to do. And it goes to a game 5. FaZe, they started off really slow, did not look great. I mean, they looked sloppy the first 2 maps, but on the Tuscan respawns, they got back in form.
They absolutely did. Now to search, I mean, again, Hydra, gonna have eyes on him with the impact he has had in Search and Destroy. Who are you looking to make plays on the other side of this? When you're thinking about FaZe, who's gonna go big on a map like Berlin?
aBeZy is having such a good series here. We just saw it, and it can be tough with the situations, the areas that he plays on the map, where if he's turning 1 kill into 2, that changes the game. Over there towards that B site, being that island player, finding those openers middle of the map, my eyes are on aBeZy.
Okay, here we go. FaZe, NYSL to close out the night with a massive map 5, and the pressure mounting to Arcitys very, very quickly, and he is out. As he's gonna need help. Looking like a very quick plan through for NYSL, but Cell from top fire, he's able to find the shots. There's the first blood.
Did he wallbang him? I think he wallbanged that, finds the...
It's Cell, what do you expect?
Yeah, no, he finds the first blood out of the bomb, and now you can just use your numbers to try to retake this. These are the rounds they need to convert. As it looks like Crimson is trying to get aggressive through the middle of the map. Maybe try to find something, make something happen. He's gonna get spotted. Now aBeZy, there we go, able to find it. Now 2 versus 4 for Hydra and Kismet.
It falls apart, they find the kills, the retake is on. FaZe, plenty of time. Cell is on it, yeah, Cell with just some nutty shots.
Yeah, we didn't see it. It looked like a wallbang on the bomb.
Yeah, we kind of hopped to it right at the tail end of it. Yeah, look, he is cheesing, dude. He's smiling. He doesn't.
Which I wanted to see. I mean, it's Champs time. I know he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Boys, he smiles out for the FaZe boys. They feel good about the round 1. It's Cell that's able to pick up 2. Now we'll see what they're going to do offensively and where the plan of attack will be. But usually it's what? Just Cell kind of spotting for information. And then they're going to attack, but it looks like it's just going to be less of a spot and more of a hit. So it's going to be actually Simp watching the cross.
I mean, you see nothing over towards A, though, but it's just right down the middle of the map. Just very decisive from Hydra and Kismet. Just kind of roaming. Arcitys is going to have no idea. This is so fast. From NYSL, talk about a hard counter. It's like they knew what they were going to do in that round 1 right away. The sort of default offensive strat for Atlanta FaZe.
They're like, okay, you look for information. We'll give you the information. We're just going to soar at you. aBeZy, though, he is making plays and he's bringing it back. Now you've got numbers, and those are the type of moments you were talking about.
Yeah, Paul and Kismet didn't get taken down, but I'm just wondering for FaZe, like, I don't know what the comms were, but if you're not seeing anything cross A, you got to know something weird is going to be going on. But Arcitys does get caught, but aBeZy up to 3-0 as they're going to work towards this B site. Bomb going to get planted. To be down in Crim and Hydra. And they just weren't too sure if they were going to get to that site. That's why Hydra's sort of lurching over towards A. Nice.
Beautiful.
Even pros today.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lovely couple of kills. The stun, maybe you desire a little bit more, but that utility directly to his own face. Now Crimsix just lurking around the edge. Give aBeZy another one as he just takes over.
Yeah, I'll stun myself, but I'm also going to get an ace in the round.
It might be one of the first times we've seen an ace where the player also stunned himself.
That's what I mean. When he is in those positions, he can take over the game. Having a series, keeping it going here in this map number 5. 5-0 start.
That's just, I guess that's just been aBeZy this year. All within 1 round. Unreal. 5-0. Nice advantage here early for FaZe. Can they close out this reverse sweep? But once again, pressure towards Arcitys. Once again, he's able to get out. Can Cell find the shots through in the cross?
I was gonna say, I want to see if Cell goes for that wall bang again. Okay, yeah, so he was lining something up.
Yep.
There you see that wall bang come through, but they find the first blood a little bit of a different way.
Well, this
now
time
the bomb is planted.
They just try to hunt. The last time they let Arcitys get away, this time they try to chase it down, but he's able to reposition and find the kill. Cell, as an 8 connects, I believe he gets hit down to 15. aBeZy just comes jumping out. Simp with the trade. 2 versus 2 now. 20 seconds to go. 2 versus 1. Cell trying to dance, dip, dive, use every bit of the environment to his advantage. Good luck.
Time.
I'm not a fun kill to find, and he's not able to do it. He dances till the help comes in. 3-0 edge for FaZe. What do you say? No free kills. That's been his motto all year?
Yeah, I mean, we've been hearing that since, like, Scrim started. Like, Cell's just on a different level. Like, just so difficult to kill. And there you saw it. I mean, just so evasive, buying time, allowing his teammate to get in a position. Because Crim has to freak out here, right? Crim's thinking, he could be on the bomb, right? I have to check the defuse. But he just gets pushed up. Arcitys able to find the kill. And now you can see Crim, they have to make these adjustments now. Offensively, they've gone A twice. Didn't work out. Defensively, they found an opening that aBeZy shuts the door.
When you're on the brink of getting reverse swept and you're down 0-3, I mean, this is where Crim has to be invaluable to this team, right? Like, keep their heads in the game.
Yeah, no, 100%. And making those calls, maybe getting a little bit aggressive, what we like to see from Crim, right? He could take those one-on-one gunfights, but they're just running at him. But there we go. He's gonna find the first blood, quickly traded on both sides of the map. It's a 2 versus 3 now for Atlanta FaZe.
I mean, finally, you have numbers of your subliners.
Well, they did in their first defensive round, again playing aggressive. It's just that was when aBeZy took over.
But that was really the only moment, I feel like. I mean, outside of that, you've kind of been on the back foot since the onset, whether it's a wall bang from Cell or an opener from aBeZy. Now this is one you've got to close out. You have to get around. Don't go into an 0-4 hole. Paul, Hydra, and Kismet. Got to get the work. But it'll be the pressure on FaZe to get this plant down. There's so much time to work with, and these are the situations where maybe you start overthinking things, and Simp gets a kill, Arcitys gets a kill. Oh God, the brink of a 2-3 and a 4-0 edge. It's just on Paul, and he's getting beamed. Things are collapsing right now for NYSL.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, they're playing sort of like what we would say smart, right? Just playing around the numbers. But you can't peek. You cannot peek it. Like, if you're going to play a 3-on-2 retake, play a 3-on-2 retake. Allow them to play the bomb. Like, if you're going to back up and give up the map, the goal is to retake the bomb site. Not to give away kills, to be out in the open, and that's what happens that round. They just lose 2. It's a 1-on-2 for Paul, where he's just trying to find anything.
And this is when FaZe gets scary, when you go to a shot of the team and Cell and aBeZy are just giggling.
Just laughing.
That's when you get a little bit worried.
Who knows what they're saying? I'm sure you won't hear it on
It's
the
probably
track.
very inappropriate.
Yeah.
But it just seems like that's when they're at their best, when they're comfortable like that and having fun. It's been a frustrating year, but a chance to make a run, and a chance for an incredible comeback here in winners round 1. aBeZy ready to go through the window. Hello, is anybody home? Yes, Kismet is. Hydra and Kismet able to find kills. The plank gonna go down. Surely you close this one out. Now gonna be Cell last alive. Still tucked away, looking for nerdy spots inside of fire.
Well, that was like what we saw on Tuscan. You pretty much had 3 players from NYSL work over towards B, and Hydra was just lurking towards A. He finds the opening, was able to find the timing on Arcitys. That gives them full map control. They needed a round to get back into it. They're still being decisive, right? Which I think you want to see. Even in that round, they're taking gunfights, trying to find whatever they can from FaZe, and they found it. It's just the mid-round plays that have collapsed 2 times defensively for the Subliners.
Yeah, I guess, are you thinking right now, like, all right, boys, like, we threw away a few runs. Like, let's just clean that up, and we're okay. It's just, is it too late?
Well, it's just like, maybe, I don't know, cleaning it up is just playing a little bit differently. Instead of grouping up and just sort of staying, just being active on the map. That's when they seem to be at their best.
Can they get numbers again? They do, but just for a moment. Insta trade there from aBeZy. Another one-on-one on the other side of it, and Kismet, the pistol is a popping. Arcitys' head just ripped clean off. Numbers again.
Yep.
Go away.
There's another 3-on-2. In the mid-round, we still have a minute left in the round. Well, aBeZy, Cell, able to turn this into a 2-on-2. And now Kismet's just gonna get picked apart. I mean, this is the same exact round we have seen 2 times. Numbers advantage thrown away.
It's just frustrating at this point. But Hydra, who has been terrific in Surge, does he have something he can pull off? When you look at the minimap, it's not looking great. Cell tucked away deep. Couple tags in. I mean, he takes him down to like 30 HP. Then he's gonna get stunned. aBeZy soars forward.
Props to Hydra. I mean, he one bullet on both players. He finds both of those skills, but yeah, 2-on-3.
I mean, he's been terrific. Look at that. 1.32 on the series. They're going to need him to play like that if they're going to make a run to another championship final. (5-1) now, a round away, and what has been an insane series. Just a battle really across the other maps, right? For the most part. It's not been close, and that's just due to the rounds they're bringing back when they're down in numbers. 9-3 from aBeZy, just incredible.
Well, he's going to be
incredible
tested again,
series.
it looks like. He's going to be tested in this position.
I don't know if he's the guy you want to test right now.
Yeah, maybe that's why Kismet's going this way. Yeah. Where's aBeZy play B? Maybe we just should have. Cell staying alive top fire. Hydra trying to find the angle onto him. Simp looking over his duo and it's just sort of, we'll play the retake over at A. We have no problem doing that. And maybe at times, this is where FaZe could get caught out, but they've been very disciplined in this moment. Not over-peaking. Just allowing New York to try to work the map.
30 seconds left on the clock. The bomb just starting to work forward.
Across.
And now, see if they can get the retake. Cell pretty close to catching one, trying to get some wall banks through as well. Looking for tags into everybody. Now the 4-on-4 retake. Here we go. FaZe can close this out and move on to the winner's side of things. If they can clutch up, and it's Crimsix from deep, who's able to rip aBeZy. That's a massive kill. Just get him out of that as he's trying to rally to the troops.
Well, because Kismet's going on a lap around the map. I mean, that's who he saw wrapping over towards B2. If Kismet's in the defensive spawn, like, I'm making sure we don't lose this round.
It's gonna work out. Now, step by step, you got to rip off 5 straight.
And again, you're going to get to this defense where, yeah, they've had numbers, three defenses throughout this game. I mean, think about that. If they win 2 of those, it's a 4-3 lead for New York.
Yeah, 100%. This is where you need Crim. Like, all right, boys. It's been one hell of a year. We've gotten to this point. Believe in each other, play for each other. Look to get it done. But it seems insurmountable at the moment. Crim eyes on one deep. Cell just toying with him. It's aBeZy with another opener.
And I like that. That's with an auto, right? That's what I want to see from him. What I think they should have, you know, especially on this map where they struggled last major. Pull out 4. I mean, Thieves does it all the time. Respawn, search and destroy, just makes your life a little bit easier, working these different angles, working top broken, top fire. Now they have a minute to work with, man advantage, just taking their time, seeing what else they can find.
Cell just looking for any crack where he can find an elbow to shoot at. Nothing going yet. When do they opt to pounce? The pressure's starting to build. They're starting to move forward. They're looking to put the dagger firmly in the back here and close out this map 5 with the reverse sweep. Here we go. Onward we go. Simp now trying to get in position. He's got bomb in hand. Working forward. It's aBeZy now with his second in the round. And snap! Simp just puts the pistol directly into the backside of Kismet's brain. And that'll do it. The reverse sweep from FaZe. Didn't look good early, but looked great late.
Might be the best search we've seen from them in a long time, honestly. But I know Crowder, their coaching staff is like, hallelujah. I mean, there's still some things that they can fix, but props to aBeZy and the rest of the guys for just getting it together after going down 0-2.
I mean, aBeZy has had a heroic series. He was an absolute animal throughout the course of this one. Can you get him like that for the whole weekend? I
don't know if you're gonna need him like that for the whole weekend, but it's like, I think you bought another series where maybe you get a better Simp, better Arcitys, because that's key.
Is that like one of those series though? Like, you know this was the toughest round 1 matchup. You go down 0-2, you bring it back. Is that one of those wins that can propel a team? Despite the struggles this year, despite the sloppy plays and the fact that FaZe seems off this year, is that type of win that can send you to a final?
I want to say yes, but you never know. Honestly, you never know. I don't think that was, I think they still have a lot to work on for what we saw, especially in map 2. Like, honestly, I'm just worried about map pool. Like, if they're going to go the distance to a best of 9 versus an OpTic or a LA Thieves, like, that's kind of where the question marks start to come into play. Like, they look good on a Tuscan respawn. But elsewhere, it felt like they still had some work to do.
That's just the story of like every team, though. It's just like good at some stuff, okay at others. I mean, I guess I feel like that's why we've had so many map 5s. It's just,
true. It's just they looked, yeah.
No, I hear you.
Not on the same page.
True.
It's different when you're getting smoked, but they weren't.
The fact is, they got the win. Despite, I mean, the frustrations early, despite how bad it looked when they're in an 0-2 hole, they dig their way out of it. And part of the reason why is aBeZy is a freaking monster.
What a series.
He had a series. We got him on stage.
Every map, you feel like you played 5 maps,
I was
right?
playing 5 maps.
All right, yo, on the main stage, give it up for aBeZy as we were chatting up about the series as Atlanta FaZe sent us to another game 5 for the day. It looked like you guys were out of it after map number 2, but tell me how you fought back in maps 3, 4, and 5 to come out victorious right here, because it looked difficult.
No, yeah, well, first 2 maps, I feel like first map, we just came out a little slow, and we started bringing it back and playing a lot better, but, you know, and then the S&D, they just kind of, like, took over, and then when Hydra got the streaks, it was just kind of chalked, and then, you know, the rest of the series, we knew we could still bring it back. I feel like we're all still playing pretty well. And then, you know, we were just frying on all cylinders, and we just started frying at the end. So.
And that's the one thing about you guys. You know, no matter what situation you're in, you can come out on top. Now, throughout the rest of the season, it's been, you know, second places, and you guys hit your worst placing in third last event. What's going to be different here coming into Champs for you guys to hoist another Champs trophy?
I think it's going to be, you know, the experience and the fact that we've been putting in the super hard work to, you know, get here and, you know, hopefully, you know,
get it
pull
done.
through, get done, So, and I mean, we've been, like I said, we've been putting in so much work for this, and I mean, we have like the experience behind us. We've all been to Champs like 3 years in a row. We got in finals of the last like 3 Champs. So, I mean, I think we got it in the bag. I do.
Hey, they say they got it in the bag. aBeZy, anything you want to say to this crowd one last time?
You guys are amazing. Seriously, you guys are amazing.
Absolutely amazing. That's going to do it for aBeZy and myself on the stage. Des, take it away.
Thank you so much, Blaze. Yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our game break presented by Prime Gaming. What a day. Like, I don't even know how we're here right now, Chan.
Dude, we don't got to play the first 4 maps anymore. Like, it has been decided straight to game 5s, like a best of 1, like for the rest of the tournament. But I don't know. aBeZy's twisted, by the way, just to get that out there. Like the most cracked interview I've seen in quite some time, and well deserved, dropping bombs in like the map 5, like the kid can do it all.
Yeah, man, he absolutely can. We got to take a look at aBeZy's stats, by the way, throughout this series. I know Joe and Clint were obviously talking about it a lot. The man was on fire in this series. I mean, take a look at those
numbers. It just kept getting better. Like, it just kept taking leaps and bounds to the 2.75 to close out the series.
He was going crazy on that Tuscan hardpoint, man. And, you know, FaZe, they made some mistakes throughout that map. We saw him trying to hit P2 from the front a couple times, but every time they needed a big 2-piece out of aBeZy, he got it. Like, on that P1 rotation at the very end, when you need aBeZy to pop off, he does it every single time. He hits through mid, even if he's by himself, he's getting the kills. And, you know, it might not be the correct way to do it sometimes, but he gets it done.
Yeah, he absolutely does. And I'll tell you what, man, a 1.39 overall in the series. I think Cellium somehow manages to edge him out with like a 1.4. Just wild stuff, but you did have that 1-2 punch that Atlanta FaZe fans were waiting to see. One of the many game 5s that we saw today, but hey, we got to recap all of the insane matches that went down here on day number 1 here at Champs. The Galen Center has been unbelievable. We got started things off where the day began, which was London versus Seattle. Again, it feels like this was like
so long ago.
last week, but I don't know, man. It's wild stuff to say the least. But hey, a very intense game. And what'd you make of this one?
I mean, it just kind of doesn't go as expected. Like, London Ravens take the control, and we're like, okay, they're in a good spot. But then Seattle surge, man. When we get to that Berlin hardpoint at the very end, I thought London were going to win it.
Yeah.
Somehow they get inside and they clutch up, man. It's got to sting for London. And Seattle is just like getting that first big W on the board. It's been such a tough like month and a half for these guys from the online portion into Major 4. This is a huge win for confidence purposes for them. And then also for a player like Simp, he had a tremendous series.
Yeah.
Like a guy who, you know, Rookie of the Year candidate at Major 4, like didn't have the best performance. That's what you need from him.
Yeah, absolutely. But what, Sim and Fred go plus 30 in this series. Just a phenomenal performance out of your rookies, which again, we talk about so often how you want to see the rookies play well. And it's a shame, aLLeY. Like, you know, London Royal Ravens, they win at control, but again, they lose the series.
But they're looking better. Like, I think at the end of the day, we have to talk about, like, our top 8 teams heading into champs. Like, we were saying, like, this is going to be some of the toughest competition. I mean, obviously, it's champs, but, like, nobody really has a for sure line of sight on the W. And obviously, all of our Game 5s today showed it. And when we went into LA Thieves versus Boston Breach, we joked about how LA Thieves has Boston's number. And, you know, they've had some of the fastest series all year, but Boston Breach ended up pulling it to that Game 5. But once again, it's been the search and destroys, which was a game mode LA Thieves were struggling in all year, but they did the work, they put the time in, and it has really been showing these past 2 events.
Yeah, it absolutely has. And I know we were talking, I know Jay and I had the cats for this when it was like the first time that they played Berlin Control, they were able to take it. We're talking about the Tuscan hardpoint, like they've really not been playing that one all that often. They were able to take it versus the Thieves. Like, I don't know, Chance, like it's similar to the London point where it's like they didn't win this series, but they still played very well.
I mean, they played well enough that I'm just having throws like, I can't believe Vivid got dropped. Like, he has been unreal. Like, even for that Berlin Control, like, I was convinced easy dub for LA Thieves, like almost without question, but like they started putting in work, started making just ridiculous play. And look at Vivid, like 41 and 29. It genuinely blows my mind. Of course, it wasn't enough in the end, but like for the guys that literally just came off of a major win, it's a little bit impressive.
I mean, impressive performance for Vivid. And it's still like we don't even know his true ceiling yet because he still had some pretty glaring errors. So excited to see his development throughout this tournament. And then going into this match, I mean, a storied history between OpTic Texas and Toronto Ultra. Another Game 5 that results in an OpTic Texas W, man. Like, these guys just put on a show for us each and every time they play.
Yes, and like obviously it's great for OpTic, but also heartbreaking for Toronto Ultra. Like, dude, and like I know it's an NA org, but like the EU COD players, so many moments where you are just so close, and it's just, I mean, again, we talk about how many like different players and teams and fans have been like aging. These Ultra players, like they just have to be through the roof.
For me, it has to be Kleenex. I feel like this game has been really rough for him because he's such a high engagement, aggressive SMG that when he's in rhythm the entire series, and he is popping off. Well, he was on rhythm in this series, and unfortunately, Toronto Ultra still weren't able to pull it out. So I think that's what scares me about this Toronto Ultra squad, is I was like, when Toby's frying, like, there's just no way. But for them to be struggling in S&D, the Toronto Ultra squad, who that was their bread and butter, that worries me.
They were still playing well, though, right? Like, it's not really, it's like OpTic was just there making plays. Like, OpTic, I think, has been the #1 S&D over the course of the entire year. Ultra's just been a little bit better on the major, but I don't know. I still think Ultra have a lot of potential to make a run. It's not like there's any easy matchups, but if there was one team that has, like, that kind of clutch factor, I think Ultra from losers could get it done.
For sure.
That's fair to say, man. That is fair to say. You see the elimination round 1 side of things, loser of those games, they're done. As we said, we got some amazing games, by the way, and winners round 2 also. By the way, all these are going to Game 5s, just so we're clear on all of that. But, you know, the Atlanta FaZe versus Surge, we talked about that rivalry. OpTic versus Thieves, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of chirping between those two teams about being overrated, etc.
That's an epic game because, I mean, when we're looking at LA Thieves, we're looking at OpTic Texas, we might be looking at the 2 best search and destroy teams in the game. Like, think about that for a second. That is, I did not think I would be saying that about champs if you rewind time.
Dude, and even for FaZe versus Surge, like, FaZe are trying to break the curse of the number of second places they've had this year and trying to break the curse of Nikki D and get revenge on Seattle. 2 for 2.
Goodness sake. Goodness sake. That's just a tease of what to expect when it comes down to our matches tomorrow. Also, we're not just going to have matches, we're also going to be having a very interesting reveal going down as well. Tomorrow, you will find out who is going to be our 2022 regular season MVP along with the Rookie of the Year. That's going to be going down in our pre-show headquarters as well to kick off day number 2. Guys, What a wild one. Game 5s all the way around, and I tell you what, I'm expecting the exact same thing to happen. It is Champs, it is Vanguard, and I cannot wait to see how day number 2 will treat us. Galen Center, LA, you have been absolutely phenomenal. We'll see you here at the same time, same place for the entire production and crew. This is Landon Lano Center signing off for the final time saying hello Vanguard, hello Champs, and we'll see you again tomorrow.